Hello, welcome to my channel. I want to tell you a little bit about the way that I do the readings here. If you're new, this side is the partner's energy. This side is your energy. And then this is the energy of the relationship. When I'm saying partner in these readings, it does not have to be a committed relationship. It is just whoever you're thinking of when you come to this reading. These readings do apply to sun, moon, rising, whatever. Um, they do apply to the various types of aspects of your chart. Also, I want to say, for those that are single, my readings are good for helping you to see how you are relating to love itself, which is extremely important in attracting the love that you desire. Uh, so those are kind of the main things that you need to think about. Also consider where you are in the month when you're watching these readings as well. And don't forget, if the readings resonate with you, always go ahead and click the little thumbs up button and give a thumbs up when they resonate with you. And I'm not always able to, respond to all comments, but I want you to know that I appreciate all of the comments, all of the shares, likes, subscriptions, all of that. I'm right there with you, and I'm really, really grateful for all of your support. Thank you, guys. On with the reading. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your love reading for the month of September. I know we only have 2 weeks left in September, but you guys were really still wanting the videos. My kids were sick. I've had a lot of work to do, so I wasn't able to get them out, when I wanted to, but here it is nonetheless. Okay. The overall energy for the month is joy and stability. So things are kind of occurring to bring things to more of a stable place. It's like things may not have been stable. Things may have felt rocky, up in the air, a lack of clarity, just a lack of balance. And it's like things are coming back into balance to bring about some stability for the relationship. As I look at your partner's energy, first I'm going to read off what cards you each have. They have Take the Lead, Love, and Share the Love. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You have Simply Love, Dedicated Effort, and Darkest Fears. Now, when I look at your partner's energy, it's like they're feeling like things are really in their hands. Like maybe like the ball is in their court, kind of like things, they're able to take things into their own hands in a way that they weren't so sure that they were able to before. It's like they're, for some of them, it's kind of like they've been in this space of kind of comparing things, and figuring out some things that they're dissatisfied with in their life. So it's kind of like them knowing what they don't want is helping them know what they do want. And from the looks of things, it's seeming like, for some of them, they're coming to the conclusion that, you're what they want, or this relationship means more to them than they thought that it did. So it's kind of bringing them into a space of feeling like they can take the lead. Like that this really is in their hands when maybe they thought that it wasn't. And it seems like that kind of energy is kind of putting you in a place of, feeling the love again. You may not have been feeling that recently. And it's like you kind of may have backed away from this situation, but it's like them kind of being in this space of feeling like they can take the lead, and that energy is kind of bringing you towards them again, or it's making you consider returning after you've already said goodbye, after you've kind of walked away or distanced yourself. It's like now you're kind of feeling like coming back in closer again. You're kind of turning your attention back to the direction of them. And they're in a space of feeling like, there's really something more, something deeper between you than maybe they realized, than they thought it was, or maybe they didn't realize um, what this really was. And it's like they're kind of in a creative way, they're thinking about what all of this means. Their imagination is kind of running wild with them. They're just, I'm getting like an energy of, maybe daydreaming a lot, fantasizing, things like that. But then, that energy is kind of, it's like you're kind of getting in a place where you're feeling like you're understanding this better, like you're understanding this connection better. Like this is something you could actually reach for, whereas before it may have felt like it was out of reach. Like you could never reach it, you could never touch it, you could never get it where you wanted it to be. But it's like now you're kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together for yourself, and it's making you feel like this is worth working for. This is worth the effort. For some of you, it's that you're finally feeling effort from them, and it's making you feel like this is worth the effort. But then there's a little bit of a problem. Remember, things are kind of balancing out. So then what I'm seeing though is they get to a place where they're wanting to, it's like they're wanting to give more love, but they're not, they're like holding back. It's like they're not confessing everything, or they're not telling you that, like all of this feeling like they can take the lead, and all of this great love that they're feeling, all this fantasizing, daydreaming that they're doing. They may not be sharing that with you. They're holding it, they're not telling you everything. They're not revealing, all that they're truly feeling. And then it's like that kind of can put you in a place of being a little afraid. So it's kind of like towards the very end of the month, there's kind of a little bit of this holding back type of energy that's kind of manifesting in different ways on both sides. It's not a bad thing, because remember, this month is about creating stability and bringing balance to the situation. So, sometimes the balance is in, giving enough space to reflect, because it's like when they're kind of not sharing things, or they're kind of not opening all the way up or confessing all the way, and you can kind of feel like, I knew it, like I knew it. And it's kind of like your darkest fears coming up. It's like the thing that you were always fearing of them, kind of not, their behavior, is not showing you maybe some of this of what they're feeling. And so you don't know this is going on. So you're having some fears. It's all mental. It's in your mind. You're playing these stories over in your head. And it's kind of like, I knew it. I knew it. This is why I didn't want to put in the effort. This is why I backed up. This is why I walked away. That type of thing. But then for the energy of the relationship, you two have balance crowning you. Your partner is contributing towards the relationship the energy of embrace, and you're contributing the energy of manifest. And so it's kind of like, for the balance to come out in this relationship, it's like the partner needs to embrace the truth. They need to embrace their heart, embrace this whole world that is before them, instead of daydreaming, fantasizing, and then kind of being, kind of holding it to themselves and keeping it all inside. And then it's like, for you, the balance comes in manifesting, and stop drawing back from creating this home that you want, realizing, it's kind of like, it's not as much that you draw back, because I'm getting that kind of came like as a breaking point for those of you who did that. It's not like that's what you really do, but it's kind of more so like, stop believing in it, stop being dedicated to it, That's kind of what happened. You stopped believing in it a little bit, or maybe feeling like, this was something you'd always be looking at but never be able to grasp. It would never manifest. So for you, the balance is going to come in realizing that this can manifest and you are creating this, not to be afraid. And then for the partner, it's like once they embrace everything and actually stop holding things in and kind of move in the direction, like, get a sure direction of where they're going, rather than to just, have all of these feelings and then not share them. It's like they need to embrace those feelings and take them like towards you. So then I'm going to pull a card from the Romance Angels Oracle deck. But yeah, it's like this month really is to bring about some stability. So it's like getting some clarity, on some things. And then getting balance in the way that you're handling the connection. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So for some of you, then it's just what it says. This stability, it could be that your job, finances, or thinking about other things, thinking about the physical aspect of things, the practicalities of things have kind of, gotten in the way here. They've kind of gotten in the way. They could be the reason for this lack of balance. They could be the reason this partner isn't embracing things because of how they feel, things might be financially, or, just the changes that it may take to make it happen. But whatever it is, it's, finances and career are playing an issue. So it's kind of like realizing that your lives outside of this relationship can be playing a factor in, not feeling the stability and balance within the connection. Okay? So that's your reading, Scorpio, for the month of September. If you liked it, please go ahead and give me a little thumbs up on the thumbs up button. There's like a little thumbs up button by the description box. If it did not resonate with you, check out your moon and rising signs. I always recommend that either way. There's a little calculator you can do on Google that will, calculate your moon and rising signs for you. I always recommend that you guys do that because it's kind of like these can kind of tell a story for you when you check them all. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link for that will also be below. But thank you guys so much for all your subscriptions, likes, shares, comments, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys so very, very, very much. And you have a good rest of the month of September, and I'll see you in October. Bye, Scorpio.